right, so we do a lot of segments this time of year about different events that raise awareness and funds for particular diseases or disorders. And each and every one really does make a difference in the lives of those brave people who are battling those obstacles. People like our next guests who are both living with multiple sclerosis. I'd like to introduce you this afternoon to Michael Bratton. This is Tammy Jarman, both from Salisbury. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Okay, so Tammy, I want to start with you.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about that moment that you were diagnosed.
I was actually in the hospital. I went that morning. I couldn't walk. I had so much pain throughout my body. And I had already had an MRI done like a week before because I've been following up with my primary care. And the doctor went and pulled the MRI results, and he came in the room, and my husband was sitting in the chair, and I was laying in the bed, and he was like, "You most likely have multiple sclerosis." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "You're going to follow up with your primary care tomorrow, right?" I was like, "Yes." And that was pretty much it. So he left. I looked at my husband and just started crying like, no, like I have a 1-year-old. This can't be true. And so then I followed up with my neurologist, and a month later, October 26th, the neurologist called me after the spinal tap and the MRIs and did confirm it. Yes, you do have MS.
So you've got a 1-year-old. How are you managing that and MS as well?
Yes. She's a year and a half now. I have a good support system. My husband is wonderful. He cleans, he cooks, he does it all. So he tries to do all that so I don't have to. I do try to help. But good days are great. Bad days, I just try to explain to her, Mommy's tired, Mommy sit on the couch, let's read books, let's color. But she's active. So, you know, I try my best to hang with her, run around the house and dance and all that. But I do have my days. But like I said, I have a good support system. My parents help out a lot. I have wonderful friends, neighbors that are like, hey, if you need a break, let me know, which I think is really important because as most people know, you have good days, bad days, and on bad days, sometimes you need to ask for help.
You need some help.
And I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Because I never asked for help before. Now I was, hey, can you come help for an hour?
So that was a tough lesson to learn.
Yes.
So does it run in the family?
No, there's no one in my family that has it.
How about that?
Yeah, and it's, I guess, weird because like there are people, like I've been to one group or one meeting where the group where like every female has it, like cousins, but then you'll learn about a brother and sister that has it. So it's kind of, I guess, weird because there's no pinpointing like, yes, it runs in the family for this family, but not for my family.
Right, right. Okay, I want to talk to you some more.
Okay.
Michael, tell me about you. What was that first moment like?
Well, thanks for having us on, by the way.
Absolutely.
I woke up one morning and I was like, man, I feel weird. And I went to the doctor and they ran me through a whole gamut of tests and said, well, you might have Lyme disease, or so went to a specialist for that. And he's like, well, you need to go to a neurologist. And I mean, it sounds to me like your story, you kind of found out pretty quickly. I went through the whole gamut of tests, and one of the symptoms that a lot of people with MS are, afflicted by is numbness, which is what started mine. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I told the neurologist I had optic neuritis at one point, which is basically blindness in one eye. Yeah. So I could be looking right at you and see everything around you, but I couldn't see you.
Really?
And so it wasn't until I went and saw another neurologist at Johns Hopkins that they basically gave me, basically, you have MS. And I was like, oh, that's great. Now I can fight this, because give me a pill. And they're like, well, you're going to be on an injectable. And I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because we have been having all kinds of fun with you here in the studio. Just your entire personality, your outlook, your attitude. And I understand that you have a slogan when it comes to MS.
Correct. It is that MS doesn't have me, I have MS.
So what does that mean for you in handling this every day now?
You have to take the fight to it. Basically, when I was first diagnosed, I'm like, oh great, it's almost like I got a prison sentence. I'm trapped inside my body. But with support groups I've been in and wonderful support team, because it is a team effort, I realize it's more of a life sentence, that I think you need to take control of your life.
Right.
And with exercise and good eating, I saw the cooking show earlier. I was like, I'm getting hungry. But Yeah, I mean, basically, I've been, getting back on to living life and
Right.
not, having MS take me down. I'm taking MS down.
You have it doesn't have you.
Correct.
All right, so tell us about the MS Walk. You got an event coming up. What's going on?
Yes, so the MS Walk, well, there's two this coming weekend. There's one in Ocean City on
Right.
Saturday, and that's at the Inlet at 1 p.m. And the one I'm involved with is the one Sunday here in Salisbury, and that's in downtown Salisbury at the Plaza Sunday, and that's at 10 a.m. Registration's at 9, and it's going to be a great event. I've been involved with it since like 2010, so.
So you can still come out, get registered?
You can come
Supporting the
out.
cause?
You can come out on Sunday morning if you haven't registered yet, but you can go online to the nationalmssociety.org
Right.
and register for the walk. Or if you haven't made it out yet, come out and join us Sunday morning.
So MS, as far as the efforts coming in to help folks who have MS, not that has them, these type of events are really beneficial.
Yes, I signed up probably like 2 months after I was diagnosed. I was kind of like, okay, do I jump in this, meet people? Let's roll with it. And so I signed up, started a team, started raising money, and I've actually had a couple people reach out like, hey, I had some of the symptoms that you have. So I feel like it's a support group, but then you can also link with others that have not been diagnosed or think that they have it or in the process of finding out that they have it.
Right.
And, like I met Michael today, but he told me about other support groups in the area that I did not know about. So it's nice because it's like we're a family, that we're all going through the same thing, though it might be a little bit different.
And connecting with people is huge.
Correct, yes.
All right. All the money's, of course, going to support the fight against multiple sclerosis.
Right.
Guys, I got to thank you so much for joining us. Now, here's the deal.
Thank you.
As Michael mentioned, Ocean City, Saturday the 21st at the Boardwalk Inlet at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and Salisbury, Sunday the 22nd at Salisbury Town Center, 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Michael, for sharing your story. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful talking to you both. Now, WBOC, of course, is a proud sponsor of the MS Walk. You need to be a part of it as well.